Hello folks, this is HitmanVonDoom, and I'm making a quick video in response to Roger, and he had Roger, I can never remember the number, but he had an interesting video, a vlog if you will, about the new 52 1 year later. And I didn't even think about it, and it has been a year. It's been exactly 1 year since DC relaunched everything. And I didn't even realize it until I saw the video, and I was like, he makes an interesting point, and he in his video he said, he kind of gave his thoughts on it and everything, and he said, and he told people, leave a comment, video response something, because this would make an interesting topic just to hear other people's opinions on the relaunch, on the DC relaunch, and I thought, that was a very good video. It was a very good video. You should check it out. The link will probably be below. But I thought, it is a very good topic. What do we all think about it? It's been a year. What do we all think about it? And I thought, that's a great topic. I mean, there's so many ways you can go. So I thought I'd give my 2 cents worth. It won't be long, trust me. But in short, I thought the DC relaunch was good. It was well done. You know what I'm saying? It was good. It was well done. They've been able to do things with characters that, they were, I guess, in the old universe, they were tied down. Like, they couldn't do certain things with Superman in the old DC because, they were tied down to certain things, to certain, I guess, unwritten rules. And that's the good part about this relaunch, is that they were able to do certain things with certain characters that they were not able to do before. They could change things. They could envision them in a different fashion, modernize them more. So I thought that was awesome. But, at the same time, with this relaunch was it a perfect relaunch? No, it wasn't. There's some flaws, but on the whole, it was very good. As I said, characters, you can modernize them, you can envision them, you can make them more interesting. One example is Aquaman. Now, for years upon years upon years, Aquaman was the butt of everybody's joke. The weakest members of Justice League, everybody made fun of him. And now, with this new 52, not only did they make Aquaman interesting, they made him awesome and badass. You couldn't say that in the past, but they made him really awesome now in the new DC. So that's in the new 52, my bad. So that's like one example of, I said, where they could do things with characters that they couldn't do before. They could re-envision them, modernize them, make them better. Aquaman's a perfect example of that. Like I said, for years upon years. Jokes, everything. But now, you can't really do that anymore because he's awesome. So that's one good thing. 2, it's a good thing for new readers. It's going to help people jump on. It helped people jump on a lot easier. Like, I know Roger was saying that, it really helped them, jump on to something, It really kind of, it was like you could start from the beginning. That's one thing that I like, too. It could bring in new readers. You could just jump on, you didn't have to look through waves upon waves. Oh, wait a minute, this happened this many, yeah. This happened this many years. You could just jump on and you felt comfortable. That was the second thing. That's the second really good thing about it, too. It brought in new readers. But, and 2, what was I gonna say? And 2, you've gotten, I guess, consistency, I guess. Some, more or less, a lot of consistency with the artwork. Like, Jim Lee's consistently working on Justice League for a while. So you got some consistency with the books, too, which is another good thing. They're not just flipping around and everything. But, of course, there are some flaws. There are some books that are not that good. Like Teen Titans comes to mind. There are books that are not good, but you can overlook that because Marvel, Image, IDW, whatever, they're gonna have books that aren't that good. Every publisher has a book that has a few books that are just bad, really terrible. But see, you can look past that. But the one thing that eats at me still is the timeline and the continuity. That's the one thing that, it's like, it's been a year and he still kind of hasn't worked out all the kinks yet. And it's been a year now and they're probably never going to get around to working out the kinks ever again. They're probably never going to work them all out. and I've grown to accept that. But you know, it's just that's probably my only issue with this, with the relaunch, is just the continuity. Like, you know, there's some things that just don't make sense, because I think the timeline goes like 5 years. I think it's about, what, 5 years, I believe, that's how far back it's gonna go. 5 years. I think. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the gist. It's 5 years. Maybe 10, but I'm pretty sure it's 5. And there's just some things that just don't add up. You know, when you look at the continuity, like, an example is Batman. I mean, now, Batman, so he's been around for years, right? But in this new universe, he's been around for about 5 years. So, let me tell you why it doesn't make sense. Robin, the first Robin was Dick Grayson, second Robin was Jason Todd, the third Robin was Tim Drake, and the fourth Robin was, whatchamacallit, Damian Wayne. Jeez, I need to Damian Wayne. And there's certain things that doesn't make sense. So it's been 5 years, right? So if it's been 5, he's been only around for 5 years, and there's been 4 Robins already. 4 Robins in 5 years, folks. That's just, if that's, you know, if I'm telling you, correct me if I'm wrong, if it doesn't go back 5 years, but if that's the case, Batman went through 4 Robins and he's on his 4th Robin in 5 years. That just doesn't make sense. I mean, so you're telling me Dick Grayson trained to become Robin, and then suddenly, like, almost like he was just like a revolving door. He was just out the door, and Jason Todd came, then he died, then he came back. He died, then he came back, and then Tim Drake became Robin, and then he left, and then Damian, that just seems like it's too fast. It's like a revolving door. The Robins just went in and came out. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. And then, like, not only that, too, but then was the Nightwing was he ever a Teen Titan? Was Dick Grayson ever a part of the Teen Titans? You know, because I hear that a lot of the old Teen Titans stories never happened. Teen Titans Tower, I heard, never even existed or doesn't exist now. And, you know, just stuff like that. You know, like Superman came back from the dead. That apparently still happens. But then you'll raise other questions. You know, just other questions, too. Like, whatever happened to Wally West? Barry Allen, whatever happened to him? I don't know. I mean, did he Kid Flash? You know, it's just stuff like that just kind of mind boggles, especially the Batman one, because, like, Superman, maybe you could kind of get away with that, because he is from Krypton. You know, he's from Krypton, he's an alien, so maybe he might have reduced agent, but Batman's a normal human being. You know, so it's like, if he's only been around for 5 years, so he broke his back in that, so in other span, he broke his back, he went to five Robins, the age, you know, you know, it's like, yeah. Stuff like, that's my only gripe with the New 52, is the continuity and, like, the time frames and everything. And I know that they're never going to work out all the kinks. Kind of like Crisis on Infinite Earth. You know, when that was the second time they kind of tried to, that was like the first attempt at rebooting. Well, maybe not the first, because then he introduced the multiverse, but that was like one of the major attempts to reboot, and they didn't work out all the kinks then, and they're probably not going to do it now with New 52. I mean, it's been a year. But yeah, that's my only problem with New 52. Everything else, it's been great. It's been awesome. It's been great. It's been enjoying it. I mean, especially the Batman issues. The Bat family, that entire line. I mean, it's like they struck gold with everything. I mean, everything has been pretty consistently good with the Bat family. Batwoman, Batgirl, Batman and Robin, Batman, not even Nightwing. I mean, everything's been consistently good with that Bat family. I mean, it's like the New 52. I mean, it's just like a renaissance for the Bat family there, man. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on New 52. It's been good, you know. It's been great. They've been able to modernize the characters. It's been easier for people to jump on board. And, you know, some of the old-time readers probably don't like it because the characters aren't the same, but you gotta understand that these characters, when they're old back then. They were old. It's 2012, you know. They haven't really majorly rebooted or relaunched anything for a while. You know, and there comes a time where you need to modernize things, you know, to modernize the characters, you know, kind of make them a little more, what's the right word? Oh, I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, you need, there's a time where you need to, where the characters, some characters maybe no longer relevant, or lose their relevancy, like, sometimes certain things just aren't relevant anymore, and you need to make them more relevant again. And this is what the great about this new DC too. And it also kind of brings. That's not to say some of the characters weren't relevant too, because there are stories that are still relevant to this day that you can look, man, it's great, good stuff, But yeah, but there's just sometimes that you got a few characters that they lose their importance as time passes, and the New 52 was a way to bring them more relevant, to revolutionize, to modernize these characters, to bring a great story, to do things that you weren't being able to do before. So on a whole, there is more awesome and good about this New 52 than there is bad. Like I said, the one gripe is just the continuity that just eats away at me, but I've learned to accept it. So that was my 2 cents, and thanks for watching, folks.